Hey guys, Tarke again. I'm getting sleepy. I'm making lots and lots of videos, but that's not what you care about. You care about terrorists outside of my house. Okay, weird. Anyway, class hall goals and class halls. We're going to break it all down for you wonderful people. This is what it is. So, they didn't show all of the class halls, but they gave us a fair few. They gave us their core sort of insight, which I'll break down and cover some of the stuff they mentioned in the panel itself. So, a location that strongly represents the class, a group that can welcome in the greatest variety of members of that class, a cause dedicated to stopping the Legion. Now, a few core things. There will be some racial architecture in class order halls, but it will be very limited. The point of class order halls is for the subsets of the class, the different specs, not, I repeat, not for all the different races. So you won't see like a completely alliance, completely horde every single race. It just won't happen. There won't be like loads of mini mix of architecture. It'll be one sort of combined vibe. Anyway, another thing, when it comes to stuff like Moonglade is the Druid example they use, which we go on to later on. Although Moonglade is an iconic class hall potential, it doesn't fit because it's not there for the Legion. I'm assuming this is also that argument against Ravenholt and the Rogues, is that it's a very cool place, but it's sort of out in the middle of nowhere and wasn't designed to combat the demonic invasion. So I can kind of get where you're coming from. If you're disappointed with where things are, this is kind of why. Let's jump ahead. So, a home for Druids. As I said, they really struggled with capturing the right idea. But they're like, yo, we have this whole Emerald Dream Zone. Maybe we should go there, right? Well, that's what they do. The Dream Grove. So the Dream Grove is the location of the oldest Druids, most powerful Druids. It's where the realm between reality and the Emerald Dream is at its weakest. Really cool looking stuff. Apparently there's some very funky stuff going on here. Sounds pretty good. One thing which is confirmed is each class will have its own sort of like cool ability and access point from their class hall. For Druids, they'll be able to teleport around through nature. Sounds kind of interesting. Apparently they'll use the Emerald Dream to take shortcuts to new areas. Another important point is this is a Druid only area, as I believe all class order halls are. They will be class only. Now, empower your artifact. Here we have a little example from the Maelstrom themed Shaman class hall. We will have a shrine of sorts in every class hall, which is where you go to customize your artifacts. That's where you do your relics, you do your transmog stuff, change your skins. Anything which comes to empowering or altering your artifacts, you go to the specific shrine. Pretty cool. Now, class champions. These are basically like garrison followers. Now, some of them are pretty important lore guys. Lady Ladrin, and they said in the panel, faction leaders in their own right. So we might even see some really crazy stuff with something like Varian maybe being there for the Warriors. Pretty major speculation, but we might see something a bit wacky and wild. Now, what these guys are going to do is they are going to be our core scouts. They are our followers. They will help us. If you've watched my video on adventure mode and dungeons, you sort of have an idea of how that works. These guys will be assisting us in those lands. So we'll set them to help patrol an area, and then when we go do missions in that area, we can join them or get buffs. Basically, they help us out. They're our buddies. They're not bodyguards, but they can help us in some specific areas and will offer us quests. Class content. We will have class-based missions. Here you see a rogue on a pickpocketing mission. You will have key targets out in the world that you need to go and steal stuff from. They give the examples of pickpocketing missions for rogues, and you can see there's some sort of custom UI. There's some sort of sensor bar here. That's not a standard UI. So interesting, there'll be new mechanics. Demon hunters will have demon hunting missions. Yeah. They didn't give us examples of the other classes, but you know, if you think about it, you can probably come up with some pretty crazy stuff. Very excited for this particular feature. This is very cool. Hopefully it's fresh and it won't be the same just constant thing going to the same like 3 guys on a set rotation. Hopefully it's interesting, hopefully there's variation, but it sounds good. Promising at least. Now, class features and bonuses. This is what I was talking about with the Druids being able to teleport around. Here you see the warrior arena. Yeah, warriors will have their very own arena where they can battle NPCs and other players. They didn't say if there were any rewards behind it, if it's purely a fun thing, but either way, it really captures the identity of the class. Here we have the Druids, and they go to their sort of twisty emerald realm. You see a portal hiding away there. There's probably one just around the corner here, and one just there. Another thing is they talked a little bit about hunters in High Mountain. Now, since High Mountain is meant to be the largest peak in all of Azeroth, and we know that the base is somewhere in High Mountain, I imagine it's going to be nests on top because they get giant eagles. Hunters will have unique flight points only hunters can use. Remember, flying won't be at Legion launch, so hunters will be able to get to a very special place with a giant hunter eagle thingies. Another very cool thing is that we will be able to access our class hall from everywhere, which comes up in the next slide, I believe. Yes, always a step away. So much like with Death Knights, they have their Death Gate to go to Ekaros Hold, and they can then press the Death Gate again to teleport back to where they were to start with. Every class will have this. So for the hunters, they press their button, a giant eagle swoops down from the sky, picks them up, flies them off. They press it again, drops them off. Anyone getting Pokemon vibes? Hopefully it's got like a cool little animation. It probably won't, but if they can get the theme tune or someone make a Pokemon add-on, do it. It would be cool. Anyway, that is class halls in a nutshell. One or two quick other points. There will not be cross-faction communication in class halls. This is confirmed. However, big however, they are currently testing with, on the beta, the ability for demon hunters to speak demonic to one another. Their core reasoning for removing this communication, or maintaining the communication, is you don't know the opposing faction's language, so it doesn't make sense you can talk to them. It's a bit gamey, and it kind of makes sense why the demon hunters could, but, you know, this is a mechanic which I can see a lot of rage about. I can see a lot of people complaining that only one class can speak to the opposing faction, so I wouldn't be surprised if it didn't make it all the way through. Anyway, I'm Tarke Cat, thanks for watching. There is way more BlizzCon news uploaded and continuing to be uploaded every second, so please subscribe for more content. Thank you, and bye-bye. Sorry for the sellout.